Okay, so the Rome draw has just come out on the ATP side of things, and it's looking pretty interesting. With Sinner coming back, of course, everyone's excited for that. But let's see the players that are not playing, because there's a lot of withdrawals from this tournament. Okay, so a long withdrawal list here, starting with Djokovic. He's obviously pulled out. Goffin's out. Monfils is also out. Nishikori is also out. Zhang is also out of this tournament. Tabilo, who made the semis last year, he's also out. And Zhang is also out of this tournament. So a few players there that are familiar names and some veterans as well that have also pulled out of this. But let's get to the top of the draw because, of course, it is the return of Sinner. So top of the draw, 32 seeds in this one, and every seed gets a bye in the first round, starting with Sinner. He gets a bye in the first round. He'll play the winner of Navone and China in the second round. So Navone and China both can play on clay. Should be a really interesting second round for Sinner to get back on the clay, especially because we know clay is a tough surface. Then you got to qualify versus Bergs. Winner of that will take on the number 25 seed Davidov Fokina in the second round. Then you got Cerundolo, the 17 seed. He'll take on either Gaston or Jarry in the second round. Then you got Baiana versus a qualifier. Winner of that will take on the number 15 seed Tiafo in the second round. So look, there are definitely some tough players in that section for Sinner. It's not an easy draw, but you got to watch out for Sinner. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on him. Also got to watch out for Cerundolo. Had a really good week last week, making a deep run in Madrid. Fokina as well. Got to watch out for him. Could be a very tough test for Sinner in the third round, which will be really fun to watch. But also watch out for Jarry. Made the final here last year, so let's see if he can recapture that. Next part of the draw, you've got the number 12 seed Shelton. He's got a bye in the first round. He'll take on either a qualifier or Minaur in the second round. Then you got Vukic taking on a qualifier. Winner of that will take on the number 22 seed Korda in the second round. Then you got the number 29 seed Berrettini. He'll take on either Fernley or Fognini in the second round. Then you got Bublik taking on a Safiullin. Winner of that will take on the number 6 seed Casper Ruud in the second round. So this is a fun section as well. You know, it's some interesting matchups potentially in the second and third rounds. But you obviously got to watch out for Ruud. He just won in Madrid. Also got to watch out for Berrettini. Could play Ruud in the third round, so that could be really, really fun. Also got to watch out for Sheldon. Been a bit surprising on clay. I think nobody expecting him to do much, but maybe he can, serve his way into some success here. All right, next quarter of the draw, we've got the number 4 seed Fritz gets a bye in the first round. He'll take on either Diallo or Giron in the second round. Then you got Bellucci taking on Martinez. Winner of that will take on number 30 seed Hurkacz in the second round. Then you got the number 20 seed Mensik. He'll take on either Rindanish or Giganti in the second round. Then you got Marijan versus Fonseca. Winner of that will take on the number 16 seed Rublev in the second round. So Rublev-Fonseca rematch from the Australian Open, but this time on clay. So Rublev, I don't know what's going on, but that just sucks for him. But you've obviously got to watch out for Fritz. You also got to watch out for Rublev, of course. Very capable on clay courts. Also watch out for Hurkacz. We haven't seen much of him because of injury. And also Mensik and Fonseca. That is the dangerous player who Rublev in the second round may have to face again after what happened in Australia where Fonseca sort of announced himself to the world. The next part of the draw with Paul, the number 11 seed, gets a bye in the first round. He'll take on either Analdi or Batista Agut in the second round. Then you got Tien versus Opelka. Winner of that will take on the number 19 seed Mahatch in the second round. Then you've got Auger-Aliassime, the 26th seed. He'll take on either Borges or a qualifier in the second round. Then you got Nardi taking on Caboli. Winner of that will take on the number 7 seed De Minaur in the second round. So this kind of feels a little bit open, this part of the draw. Of course, De Minaur, got to watch out for him. He's been very good on the clay this year. Probably his best clay court season to date. You've got to watch out for Paul as well. Did beat Fonseca, speaking of. Last week, I've got to watch out for Mahatch as well. Very capable on clay, as is Auger-Aliassime. But I'll be watching out for Rinaldi. He just beat Djokovic last week in Madrid and made it to the quarterfinals of Madrid. So he's going to be feeling pretty good, and especially at home, you think the crowd's going to be on his side. So I'd be watching out for him. And also Caboli, another local that has been good on clay in the last couple of months. So maybe another player to watch out for out of the unseeded players. Bottom half of the draw now, we've got the number 5 seed Draper. He'll get a bye in the first round. He'll take on either Boo or Didiri in the second round. Then you've got Bonzi taking on Alice. Winner of that will take on number 32 seed Baez in the second round. Then you've got the number 21 seed Humbert. He'll take on either Hichikata or Mute in the second round. Then you've got Altmaier taking on Comesaña. Winner of that will take on the number 9 seed Rune in the second round. Interesting draw. Interesting section. Draper, of course, hot off that Madrid run. Of course, you got to watch out for Draper. You got to watch out for Rune. Injured last week in Madrid. Has made the final here before. Also got to watch out for Baez. Very capable on clay. Humbert as well. Not the greatest clay quarter, but, Wouldn't be surprised if he can make a run. And also watch over Comasagna. Definitely capable on clay courts as well. And maybe against Rune. Could be awkward against Rune in that second round. Then the next section of the draw, you've got the number 14 seed Dimitrov. He'll take on either Pissarro or a qualifier in the second round. Then you got Sonigo versus another qualifier. Winner of that will take on the number 23 seed Hashanov in the second round. Then you got number 31 seed Mikkelsen. He'll take on either Gera or Echeverry in the second round. Then you've got Nishioka versus Struff. Winner of that will take on number 3 seed Alcaraz in the second round. So, not the worst draw for Alcaraz in this little section. Obviously, you got to watch over Alcaraz. You got to watch over Dimitrov here as well. Also, watch over Hashanov. And also Mikkelsen. He just won a challenger event last week on clay. So, he is going to have some confidence. And possibly playing Alcaraz could be a really fun test for him. And the bottom part of the draw, we've got the number 8 seed Musetti. He gets a bye in the first round. He'll take on either Medvedev or a qualifier in the second round. Then you got Thompson versus Pirikar. Winner of that will take on the number 28 seed Nakashima in the second round. Then you got the number 24 seed Poprin. He'll take on either a qualifier or Kovacevic in the second round. Then you got O'Connell versus a qualifier. The winner of that will take on the number 10 seed Daniil Medvedev, who won this tournament 2 years ago, which was actually his last trophy. But you've obviously got to watch over Musetti. Been great on the clay this year. Obviously got to watch over Medvedev. Maybe Klayvadev shows up this week. Who knows? Obviously watch over Poprin as well. Can play on clay. And also Nakashima can play on clay as well. So, I mean, the unseeded players in this section, a lot of us Americans and Aussies, so I don't know how dangerous they're going to be, but yeah, I mean, Musetti's the standout by a long shot to get out of this section. And then the last section of the draw, you've got the number 13 seed Feast. He'll take on either Grigspor or Kecmanovic in the second round after getting a first round bye. Then you've got Lehechka taking on Muller. Very fun first round. Winner of that will take on Tsitsipas, the 18th seed, in the second round. Then you've got the number 27 seed Shapovalov. He'll take on either the winner of a qualifier or Zuma in the second round. Then you've got Karabali taking on a qualifier. Winner of that will take on the number 2 seed Sasha Zverev, who's also the defending champion. So, I don't know what to make of this. It feels like this draw this part of the draw is probably the worst part of the draw, like the hardest part of the draw. Obviously, got to watch out for Zverev. Got to watch out for Feast as well. Has proven that he's pretty good on the clay, especially that Monte Carlo run. Tsitsipas, of course, you got to watch out for as well. Also got to watch out for Shapovalov. Not the worst player on the clay, but it's the unseeded players that are piquing my interest. You've got to watch out for Grigspor. You've got to watch out for Kecmanovic. Got to watch out for Lehechka, and you got to watch out for Muller. All of those players in that section are very, very dangerous, and some of them probably should be seeded here, but they're just unlucky. So this might be the hardest part of the draw, but there it is. That is Rome. That is the draw for Rome. And again, besides like the bottom, sort of the middle and the bottom part of the draw, it seems pretty good. I mean, if you're a Sinner fan, you got some tests ahead of you, but it's not the worst draw he could have had. Alcaraz has got some tests coming back from injury, so we'll see how he looks physically. And then, of course, Zverev probably has the toughest draw as the defending champion down the very bottom. And then sort of in the middle there, there's an opportunity in the middle there for someone who maybe is unseeded to maybe make a run. But there it is. There's the Rome draw. Let me know in the comments below who you're going to pick for Rome. Are you going to go with Sinner? Are you going to go with Alcaraz? Are you going to go with Ruud? After Ruud just won in Madrid, can he keep it going and win both of these events? That would be kind of Rafa-esque if he does that. But there it is. That's the draw for Rome, and it starts on Wednesday.